dear producers of the future Battlestar Galactica movie. We know you recently resurrected the idea of a big screen version of our beloved show, and we're a little anxious. We know you like to blow things up, and we're cool with that, but we'd like to remind you of some of the important things that made the 2003 reboot so successful. We just don't want you to turn an amazing TV series into a big, dumb frackin' action flick. 1. Provide social commentary. The hallmark of good science fiction is its ability to offer social commentary about the present through the lens of a possible future. The 2003 series brilliantly explored the social upheaval of a post-9/11 world, from politics and religion to torture and weapons of mass destruction. Similar to our real lives after 9/11 during the War on Terror, tensions surfaced between the military and civilians throughout the series, represented by Commander Adama and President Roslin, respectively. Both had the best interests of the remaining humans in mind, though they were often at odds at how best to move forward. We could identify with Adama's stance when the military needed to act quickly and without permission given dire circumstances, but could also understand Roslin's refusal to hamper civil liberties during war.
You planning to stage a military coup?
What?
Do you plan to declare martial law? Take over the government?
Of course not.
Then you do acknowledge my position as president is duly constituted under the Articles of Colonization.
Miss Roslin, my primary objective at the present time is to repair the Galactica. Continue to fight.
The show made us rethink what we thought we knew. It never asked us to pick sides. It presented ambiguities and allowed us to consider both points of view. To Roslin's point, and to paraphrase Benjamin Franklin, those who sacrifice freedom for security deserve neither. Though Adama might argue that Franklin was never being pursued by a genocidal fleet of killer robots. 2. Examine military might and responsibility. When the humans settled on New Caprica during Season 2, more problems arose. The Cylons eventually occupied the colony, forcing the humans to use tactics we associate with terrorism, tactics that were at the time being directed against our own military in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Frak insurgents.
New Caprica's citizens were encouraged to use suicide bombings against both the superior military force of the Cylons and their human collaborators as a way to disrupt the Cylons' puppet government. As viewers, it was almost impossible for us not to consider the parallels between Cylon dominance and the power of the American military.
Desperate people take desperate measures.
All right, look me in the eye. Look me in the eye and tell me that you approve of sending young men and women into crowded places with explosives strapped to their chests. I'm waiting for you to look me in the eye and tell me that you approve.
Arresting innocent people in the dead of night, detaining them indefinitely without charge, torturing them
Wait
for
a minute,
information.
nobody's been tortured.
The series also didn't shy away from addressing torture. We watched as the humans routinely dehumanized their, at least physiologically, inhuman enemies. The same mentality that allowed for the excuses and moral lapses shown in our own use of so-called enhanced interrogation at prisons like Abu Ghraib.
Do it.
3. Get metaphysical. BSG even made us think about what defines a person.
You are much, much more than a machine. You're a person. A real person.
The whole reason humanity is in this mess is that their creation was so smart that it achieved consciousness and rebelled against its perceived enslavement. Now they're not just out for vengeance, they're out to find a big G god who they believe imbued them with souls. To their human creators, the Cylons are nothing more than machines, often derided as glorified toasters. Many of the humans in the show, and we as viewers, start out feeling that their free will is superior to their enemies' programming, but can't help but begin to feel the Cylons may indeed be deserving of personhood status as they form bonds of both romantic and familial love over the course of the series.
She was a Cylon. A machine. Is that what Boomer was? A machine?
That's what she turned out to be.
She was more than that to us. She was more than that to me. She was a vital living person.
So, Battlestar Galactica touched a cultural nerve due to critical social and political commentary, big questions about military might and responsibility, and a philosophical look at what it means to be human. Okay, we'll also concede it had a ton of amazing action sequences too. The big guns of Battlestar versus Base Star, intimate dogfights between Raiders and Vipers, Centurion and human firefights, even down and dirty hand-to-hand combat. Just don't forget to make the movie actually, mean something. Please don't frak this up. Sincerely, Battlestar Galactica fans everywhere. P.S. One last thing, Universal execs. Keep Starbuck female. Seriously, we're not messing around here.
What do you hear?
Nothing but the rain.
Grab your gun and bring in the cat.
BSG's world is one of gender utopia, and it's refreshing to see women as vulnerable yet powerful leaders. In an ideal world, you just bring Katie Sackhoff back, but we won't be too picky here. For the love of the Lords of Kobol, just keep Starbuck female. So say we all.